major source of income of those households were farming, contributing to 73% of the population, our sample. As I mentioned that there's an alarming rate of unemployment among female members of this community, that all districts, especially Kilnochchi and Hambantota, this rate was much higher than the other two districts, Batticaloa and Monragala. Then access to and control of agricultural resources. Actually, it is very common in a dry zone area that land fragmentation and relatively low extent of lands owned by households. So, especially Hambantota and Monragala having the highest proportion of such land plots less than 1 acre, both upland and lowlands. Then when it comes to the ownership of land, that 67% of land is owned by male members of the household. That means that female members' ownership for the land is less, or their access to the land, the main resource of agriculture, is lesser than the male counterparts in the same household. Then decision making on cultivation practices are also dominated by male members. That 80% of the households, mainly decision making on crop cultivation is made by male members. Due to lack of land ownership and prevailing gender norms, there is space and opportunities for women to access land resources and participate in decision making regarding cultivation activities is largely limited. Then access to agricultural extension, because for the climate adaptation, knowledge dissemination through agricultural extension services is a must. So that we observe that most of the agricultural extension workers are working with the male members of the farm households. That it reflects in even most of the training programs offered for commercial level agricultural practices and technology related programs that attended by male members, accounting 69%. The training programs received by female members are mostly limited to home gardening and compost preparation, like non-commercial level training technologies. As a result, opportunities for women to attend training programs on commercial crop cultivation are limited. Actually, this negatively affect their adaptation to the climate change impact. Then access to credit. Interestingly, we observed that both men and women have similar proportion, similar level of access to credit in all 4 districts. Here, the female access to the loan is little higher than the male, is accounting for 51%. That of the population, 45% of the households have obtained loans or credit. That majority of the loans or credit have obtained for the agricultural purposes. Again, that loans received by female members are used for the activities mainly dominated by male members, that is agriculture activities. Then women and children in agrarian communities and the position under the change in climate scenarios, that we observe that because of the water scarcity, almost all the villages we observe that male members are temporarily shift to the neighboring villages or sometimes distant areas away from their houses to seeking employment opportunities both in on-farm and non-farm sector. So in these scenarios, that there's an additional burden on the female members or women at the household, rise in child protection concerns, limited mobility of women, and heavy unpaid care burden and household responsibilities on women. So this again restrict their opportunity to be involved in livelihood activities. Again, we observe that women continue to occupy lower layer of the food value chain, especially even there are some opportunities in the on-farm sector that women can work as agricultural laborers, but still the wage rate is significantly lower than men. We observe 25 to 30% lesser wage rates paid for women. Then children's, especially school age children's situation under the change in climate, we observed that school attendance is negatively impacted during heavy rain period, especially in Kilnochi district and Batiklo district. Mostly that roads were not in good condition, dilapidated condition, and that school attendance of children during the rainy season is negatively affected. Then again, the scarcity of available labor sometimes forces children in the family to engage in their parents' agricultural related activities. It has also observed both in Mondragal and Batiklo district. Then in Mondragal district, we observed sometimes farmers do not have enough land extent within the village area. They have to move to a distant area to do cultivation, particularly in the rainy season. So sometimes that entire family have to shift to that place or those locations. So in that cases, most of the times children's school attendance is negatively affected. I think the policy implication in this part of the research will be discussed after the third presentation. Okay, thank you very much.